calling and design in my life, you ignore it. But you build yourself up in prayer. You build yourself up in the Word. You're not concerned with who's in, who's out, who's doing what. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
I'll tell you who's in. Yeshua's in.
Amen.
Build yourself up. The more offenses come, the more you build yourself up. And you have the Ruach HaKodesh to release others, all the while protecting yourself. Love keeps no record of wrongs, large or petty, for any length of time. And remember, most, not all, most offenses are fully, or at least partially, perceived. They are not real. That's how you know it's from the enemy. Do you hear what I said? Most offenses are perceived. They are not real. They are imagined. Some offenses are real, but not most. Or there was an offense, but the enemy made it worse than it was. The enemy made it seem as if it was worse than it actually was. Are you with me? Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Love keeps no record of wrongs, large or petty, for any length of time. Most, not all offenses, are fully or at least partially perceived, not real. Verse 21. Yehudah, verse 21. There it is again. Guard, shomer yourselves. In other words, you can't stop offenses from coming. Offenses will come. You cannot stop them from coming. But you can learn how to ignore them, and you can learn how to protect yourself by, here it is again, verse 20. Build yourself. Verse 21, guard yourself. In other words, Janet is responsible for Janet. She cannot stop people from offending her, but she sure can practice overcoming offenses. And so can you, because the same Ruach that dwelled in Yeshua dwells in your mortal body. I love this. Look at verse 20. Build yourself. Caution, and then guard yourself. 21. Guard yourself in the Ahava of Eloha, looking for the Rachamim of our Master Yah Yeshua HaMashiach to eternal Chaim. I'm going to read that again. Shomer yourselves. Turn to your neighbor and say, Shomer yourselves. In the Ahava of Eloha, looking for the Rachamim of our Master Yah Yeshua HaMashiach to eternal Chaim. In other words, shield yourself from offenses and hurt feelings by guarding the love that is in you, lest it leaks out of you. Guard the love that's in you. Where's the Ruach HaKodesh? In you. Guard the Ruach HaKodesh, or the Ahava of Yahweh, that's in you, lest you get offended and the love of Yahweh leaks out. Because where does the love of Yahweh live? In your heart. Only you, through prayer and building yourself up and guarding yourself in the Ahava of Eloha, looking for Rachamim all the time, can guard the love that's in you lest it leaks out. What did Yeshua say in Luke chapter 17, verse 10? The Malchut HaShamayim is where? In you. Only you can allow the love to leak out. Protect yourself. Guard yourself. Because offenses will come. Shield yourself from offenses and hurt feelings by guarding the love that is in you, lest it leak out. Now listen to this. This is worth the entire message alone. If you get this, it's worth the entire message. Listen. Most believers will never accomplish their purpose in Yeshua, because feelings will lead them astray and knock them out of Yahweh's call in their life. Watch about your feelings, darling, especially you women, especially ladies. You are emotional beings. You are emotional people. Be careful. Most believers will not accomplish their purpose in Yeshua because feelings lead them astray, or could lead them astray. We are to be led by His Word, where we discover our purpose and our destiny and our vision, not feelings. Caution. Be honest. What leads you most of the time? Be honest. Her feelings toward me, my father's feelings toward me, my ex-wife's feelings toward me, my employer's feelings toward me, my own wrong feelings about myself. What leads you most of the time? Be honest. We are to let the Ruach empower us to guard the love in our heart that ignores offenses, all the while building ourselves up in the faith of Mashiach. Romans 16:17. Romans, is anyone enjoying? Romans 16:17. Romans 16:17. Now I beg you, Israelite brothers, Rachel is begging, mark those who cause division and stumbling contrary to the Torah that you have learned, and kill them. Is that what it says? Mark those who cause divisions and give them the tiniest tickle torture. Call Mordechai to do kung fu jitsu on them. Is that what it says? Avoid them. What's another way of saying avoiding them? Ignore it. Avoid. Ignore. Someone was mean-spirited. They were unloving. They were unkind. They made a comment. Hey, man, where you been for the last 4 months? Ha 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 ha. Where you been? You know, in a snide way. Avoid it. Ignore it. And build yourself up in the Word. Build yourself up in worship. Build yourself up on the teachings and DVDs. And the whole wheat unleavened bread. Release and avoid. But do not inflame by talebearing to others. Release those who offended you and the offenses that come. Avoid the offenses, but do not make the thing worse by telling others. Give me an example. Someone offends Rabbi Moshe. I called Bruno. I said, Bruno, you know what he did to me? Oh, you don't want to know? You're busy? I'll see if I can get Janet. I'll see if I bother Janet. Janet, you know what he did to me? After everything I've done for him, you know what they did to me? I've had it. Dr. Maria, after everything that I've done for that person, can I tell you what they did to me? I'm really offended. I'm really offended. But instead of building myself up in the emunah and guarding the love that is in me, lest it leak out, I get Bruno involved. I get Mordechai involved. I get Kim, a.k.a. Yahaloma, involved. And now I've got a big duty to clean up, and I've got division in the camp. And now you must exit, because you are the cause of brothers dividing in the camp. I take my brother Britt. Now he may not be the Albert Einstein of the Messianic movement, but this man has never caused division. How long you been here, brother? How long you been at B'nai Yeshua? 4 years? 3 years? Have any of you gotten a call from Britt? Gossiping and complaining? When he's been offended? When someone's made fun of him? When someone's tail bared? Has anyone in this room ever gotten a call? Complaining, gossiping? I haven't. Has anyone? That's what I mean. He ignores it. So he's a lot smarter than you and I are, sometimes. Because I don't always ignore it. And instead of building myself up in the emunah, I start telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's stupid enough to listen what my plans of revenge is. A new Bible study. Un grupo nuevo. Con la spirit, no con carne. Brother Britt's been here for 3 years, he's never caused a problem. He didn't take his offense and turn the offense into gossip, slander, talebearing, and now instead of one-on-one offense, now it's one offense has come upon 15 people in the assembly. And now we got a big mess to clean up. Release your offense. Avoid responding to the offense. Do not become inflamed by the offense and involve Vincent and involve Daryl. It's not their business. Go to the person who offended you and make things right. Or better, protect yourself and build yourself up in Yeshua and focus on the one who loves you instead of the one who tore you down and hurt you. Is this too heavy? Someone asked me, Rabbi Moshe, how do you do it? How do you survive in the ministry? Because I try to focus on Yeshua, who called me, who loved me, and to build myself up in Him, because I know these are not my sheep. Hold them lightly. Love them. Love my sheep while you have them. And hold them lightly. Because they're not yours. That's what Yahweh showed me a long time ago. You may be here this week, you may not be here next week. You're not mine. But while I have you, I have to try and love you. But you're not mine. And I have to remember that. And most ministers need to learn that because they get offended when the sheep are not as faithful as they think they should be. 1 Corinthians 1:10. 1 Corinthians 1:10. Korinthi Aleph 1:10. Now I appeal to you, Israelite brothers, by the name of our Master Yeshua HaMashiach, that you all speak as echad, that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same opinion. Notice, that you are perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same opinion. I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound arrogant, haughty, and pompous, but I'll say it anyway. You ready? Well, brother Salala doesn't think, and sister Salala doesn't think, and this sister and sister. I know this is going to sound wrong, but the spirit behind it is right. There's only one opinion that counts here. You're looking at it. Mine's the only opinion that counts. If your opinion is so strong, and you are so opinionated, and you believe you are so right, that what we're doing in this congregation is wrong, start your own synagogue. Make sure you put me on your mailing list, and make sure I get all your bulletins. You have the freedom to do that. There's only one opinion that counts here. Mine, and hopefully the me is hearing the voice of Yeshua. Hopefully. And that's where you come in, you pray that I hear the voice of Yeshua. But we don't have a right opinionating on everybody else. We don't have that right. Yahweh calls leadership, and we are to be in line with that leadership. Because look at the end of verse 10. We are to be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same opinion. If the rabbi and the leader has one opinion in mind, and some other people have different minds and opinion, the rabbi either has to bend his opinion and mind to the sheep, or the sheep have to line up with the opinion and mind of the rabbi. Therefore, mine is the only opinion that counts. It sounds arrogant, but it's not meant to be arrogant. It's meant to tell you that if you're very strongly opinionated about something, you have the right to go start your own ministry. Absolutely. You have the freedom to do that. But you don't have the freedom to stay here and to opinionate on people and cause division so that we're not in one mind and we're not in one opinion. Now look at this. In order for us to be echad, and no division, requires work and effort. But can only be done if the opinion Yeshua has about others is the one we adopt. Not the opinions that our feelings demand we adopt. I'm going to read that again. Now tune me in now. We can only be echad if we adopt Yeshua's opinion about others and not the opinions that our feelings demand we adopt. In other words, yes, she hurt me. Yes, I can't deny that. He hurt me, she hurt me. I can't deny that. But Yeshua says that the one who hurt me is forgiven. Yeshua says the one who hurt me is cleansed. And if Yeshua's opinion is that he or she is forgiven and cleansed, then I adopt Yeshua's opinion. I view them as Yeshua views them, holy and blameless before him in love. That's not easy, but that's what we're called to do. You offended me, I offended you, she offended you, he offended you. So I'm talking about only one opinion that counts. Yeshua's opinion is they're washed and forgiven and declared righteous, justified, just as if they've never sinned, before the foundation of the world, before they were born, before the child knew how to choose honey or butter, he was declared righteous by Yahweh. And so that's my opinion. They hurt me, they offended me, and I'm not going to retaliate. I'm not going to tell everybody in the congregation how they hurt me and how my feelings are mortally and forever fatally wounded. You're a liar. If you could let someone else's stare or words fatally wound you and offend you, then you're a baby. You're not strong in the Ahavah. You're not fit to be a leader of the Kehillah. If you're going to serve Yahweh, you've got to have raw hide and a soft heart. Because what happens if you're a minister and your name is Job? And what happens if the Rebbitzin says, hey Job, your ministry sucks, pardon my French. Curse God, go and die. That's the pastor's wife. What happens when the pastor's wife tells him to get out of the ministry, curse Yahweh, and die? What does Mr. Job do? Listen to his wife?
Nope.
No. The pastor says, Yahweh's opinion about me is that I am holy and blameless in his love, and so I conduct myself, and so I function in the Malchut Hashamayim. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
So when he, not if he offends me or when she offends me, they will offend you. Offenses will come. So the question is, will we train and build ourselves up in the faith and guard our hearts so when the offense comes, we have a response prepared beforehand and we don't react in the flesh? When they hurt me, I will forgive. There could be a person who doesn't even belong to this congregation. If they come in here and they cause problems and they cause a split in the congregation, it doesn't matter. Don't matter. Because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I love them, and I have my response ordained for me before they offend me. This way I don't get bent out of shape. I can tell you right now, someone in the next 4 years is going to come in here and talk against me and create division. Question is, am I prepared for it? I should be prepared for it. I should guard my heart and build myself up in the Ruach HaKodesh, in Tefillot and in Tehilot. And if I'm building myself up and I'm guarding myself, when that sheep walks in, I'm ready. I'm ready. You can't stop the offense, but you could prepare the response. Are we on? So, look at the end of verse 10. Yahweh wants us to be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same opinion. What opinion? The opinion that Yeshua has for all his children. We are forgiven, cleansed, and justified by the blood. Hello? Notice, Yahweh has the same opinion about Reina that he does about me. Yahweh has the same opinion about Brother Bruno that he does about me. Perfect. Kadosh. Sanctified. Justified. Washed in the blood. So the struggle is to receive Yeshua's opinion about Raleigh, and not somebody else's opinion about him, or my own feelings about him or about her. That's the trick. You see the end of verse 10? 1 Corinthians 1:10? You see the end? Yahweh, the Ruach, when the Ruach HaKodesh is working in the Ahavah of the Spirit, we all have the same mind and the same opinion. Opinion about what? one another. Yeah, they messed up. Yeah, they offended me. But they're holy and blameless before Yahweh in love, Ephesians 1:4, because they're cleansed and washed by the blood of the Lamb. That they have an eternal righteous standing because of what Yeshua did on Golgotha. Hello? That's the opinion that Yahweh, we need to share about each other. Yes, you hurt me, but I'm going to guard my heart. I'm going to put on a CD. I'm going to ignore the offense. And if you ignore the offense and say, yes, if you pray for the strength to ignore the offense as much as you're conniving and deviating devious plans of retribution, well, I'm going to punish them. They hurt me. Well, how are you going to punish them? I'm not showing up. I'm not coming. You know who you hurt? You know who you're hurting? I'm not going to forgive them. I refuse to let this go. This is gone. This is it. This has gone too far. This is one thing I'm not going to forget. No problem. Prepare to die from cancer at the age of 26. Prepare. Because your physical health, as Dr. Maria knows, is directly related to your spiritual health. So go ahead, hold on to your unforgiveness. Go ahead. See the fruits of that. Yahweh's report about the offenses of others must be our report. Yes, they hurt me. Yes, they called me a weird. Yes, they called me a name. Yes, they were very insensitive. But Yahweh says they are holy and blameless, Ephesians 1:4, that they are cleansed by the blood of atonement. And so I treat them as cleansed. I treat them not as the offender, but I see them in the opinion of Yeshua, the one opinion. Look at the end of verse 10. Don't miss this. Go back to 1 Corinthians 1:10. Look, Yahweh wants us joined together in one mind and one opinion. What opinion? The way He sees us. Does any of this make sense? If I don't see Bruno or Daryl as Yeshua does, then I'm going to see him as he really is. Now the bad news about that is, I'm going to see myself as I really am. Oh, Ayuda Grande, La Liga Grande. Oh yeah. If I start seeing myself the way Yahweh sees me, and all my works are as filthy rags, menstrual cloths, hello, I don't want to see myself the way I want to see myself the way. So if I want Yahweh's opinion about me, holy and cleansed by the blood of Yeshua, why should I want a different opinion for Raina? Isn't she entitled to the same opinion? That's how we overcome disagreements. That's how we overcome offenses. Yahweh's report supersedes the offense. Did the offense take place? Yes. Did the offense hurt? Yes. But we choose to believe Yahweh's report. Whose report will you believe? The person who offended you, listen, is not the same as the offense. In other words, they committed an offense against you, but they are not offensive. Why? Because Yeshua has washed them. Yeshua has cleansed them. Yeshua has forgiven them. Well, our mistake is we associate the offense with the offender. The offender is clean and holy and blameless and forgiven in Yahweh, but the offense hurts us. So we've got to have the opinion that the offender is not equal to his offense. Does this make sense? I am a saint who falls into sin. I am not a sinner. I'm cleansed by the blood of the Lamb. I am a saint who falls into sin, but I am not a sinner. Does any of this make sense? So we need to see that offender as a saint who is offending me. But their action does not describe who they are. Part of building yourself up in the faith is training yourself to separate the offense from the offender. You follow me? The offender is holy and blameless and a saint in Yeshua, and the offense hurts. So, I'm going to have the opinion of Yahweh. Are we on? What is the opinion? They're holy and blameless. They're perfect. They're okay. What they've done is hurt me. but they're okay. I will see them the way Yahweh sees them. Make sense? Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Remember, write that down. The offender is not the offense. Can a believer struggle with alcohol? Yes. Does that mean they're an alcoholic? No. Can a believer struggle with a bad temper? Yes. Does that mean they're Charles Manson? No. If we have Yahweh's opinion, we've got to learn to separate the behavior from the classification and the standing that they have in Yeshua. You need to see the offender as Yeshua sees the offender, justified, but in other words, the behavior didn't match the person. The person is holy and blameless in love, forgiven by the Father. So their behavior is out of character. They're acting out. They're acting out of character. If they were acting in character, they wouldn't be walking and offending people. They wouldn't be walking around offending people. So their character is that they are a saint, a kadosh one, but their behavior is out of character. And then you can ignore it. That's how you ignore it. Does that make any sense? Someone's getting this. So they are blameless, justified in the blood. That's Yeshua's opinion. So he has the same opinion about everybody. And we need to make a conscious decision to separate the offense from the standing of the offender. 1 Corinthians 3:3. Got a lot to cover. 1 Corinthians 3:3. Is anyone enjoying? Amen. Let's try the other side of the room, even though there's nobody there. Amen. Is anyone enjoying? Amen. Oh where have my sheepies gone? Oh where can they be? They once were here, but now they're gone. Oh where can they be? That side of the room is kind of empty, isn't it? Baruch Hashem Yahweh anyway. But I got 2 good people over there. 3 good people. Todah Rabbi Yahweh. 1 Corinthians 3:3. Do you believe that actually went out over the air? Yeah. Where's the censor? Censor! 1 Corinthians 3:3. For you are still worldly, since there is among you ongoing envying, strife, division. Are you not worldly and walking as natural men? Look, we can talk unity about Yahweh all we want, but Yahweh doesn't look for talk. He says we are still worldly. Ouch. Yahweh says he is looking for those who believe Yahweh's cleansing report about each other. Yahweh is looking for those, even others, who offend and may be insensitive, and yet we are able to believe Yahweh's cleansing report about them. That's maturity. Maturity in Yeshua is a solution to worldliness. I'll say that again. Maturity in Yeshua is a solution to worldliness. Look at this. When there's envying and strife and division, verse 3, Yahweh asks a rhetorical question. Are you not worldly? Yeah, we are. Are you not walking as natural men without the Ruach? So maturity in Yeshua is classified in this wise. They offended me, she offended me, but Yahweh has declared him cleansed, forgiven, and washed, and new creation in Yeshua, and that's the opinion that I'm going to adopt. That takes maturity, yep. And it takes a whole bunch of the Ruach HaKodesh, and most folks are not capable of seeing the other person that way. The natural response is, you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. You did this to me, I'm going to retaliate against you. Yeshua said that's not maturity.